Hi, this is LaRue from Autodesk, and this series of videos is designed to help you get comfortable and understand the UI and the workflow in Maya LT. These videos are aimed at someone who is brand new to Maya LT. In fact, I'm aiming them at someone who might have never used an Autodesk product before. So I will be discussing Maya LT as if I'm talking to a new user. The first thing that is important to understand is the project workflow in Maya LT. When you installed Maya LT, you actually created a project, a default project, on your computer, whether it's your Windows or your Macintosh operating system. The concept of a project is all the assets, all the elements that you will use or create while working on your game or your project will be stored and saved in one location for easy archive and easy access. And as I said, a default project was created for you automatically. Now, you don't have to work in that default project, and you're probably not going to want to work in the default project. As each game you work on, you're going to want to create a new project so that you can organize each game's creation as an individual project. You can have as many scenes in one project, but you are always working in a project. For example, if I go to my File menu, and I choose Save Scene As, a dialog box to save my scene will open, and look at the path that I'm going to. I'm going to User, Autodesk, Documents, Maya, Project, Default, Scenes. So this is where my scene would be saved for me. Let me cancel that for right now. Now, as I mentioned, you probably want to create your own project, your different location than where the default is. Well, there's two options you have for controlling your projects. Going back to the File menu, I'll come down, you'll see Project Window and Set Project. I'll choose Project Window to start with. So here we can see the current project we're in. Its name is Default, and the location on my Mac is User, Autodesk, which is the username on this Mac, Documents, Maya, Projects. So this is where the project named Default was installed when I installed Maya LT on this Mac. All right, now just for reference, I'm going to bring up a screen capture of the Windows OS project window, which you can see looks exactly the same, but notice the location. This is the default location on a Windows install of Maya LT. Your C drive, username, in this case Ken LaRue, Documents, Maya, Projects. So no matter which OS you install Maya LT on, you will have a default project created, and it will be created at these locations, whether you're on Windows or you're on the Mac machine. All right, let's go back to our Macintosh screen. So, okay, we know we have a project named Default, and we also know where the location of this project folder is being placed. And in each folder that is the project, in this case, the one that's named Default, there is a series of subfolders to help organize the different assets and elements you will use while you're working on your game in Maya LT. One of them being Scenes, and that's the folder we just navigated to when I chose Save As. You'll also see there's a folder for images, there's a folder for clips and sounds and scripts and autosave. But in the project window, notice there's a button that reads New. If I click the New button, the current project name field becomes available to me, and I can come in here and name this Intro Project. And then I can change the location. I don't want it going to the default location in my documents, so I'll click on the folder icon to navigate out to my computer. I'll choose the desktop, and then I'm going to tell Maya LT that this is where I want this new project to be. So when I click Select, now you'll notice the location is User Autodesk Desktop, and the project's name will be Intro to Project. I could change all of the locations and the names of all the subfolders for this project. I'm going to recommend that you don't. As you learn the program, and if you feel there's a need for it, then do so. Right now, I'm going to leave my project as Maya LT wants it to be set up with these default folders. I'm going to choose Accept. I now just created a new project, and all the subfolders have been created automatically for me on my desktop. So now if I go File, Save Scene As, look at the location I'm going to. User Autodesk Desktop, Intro Project, Scenes folder. So now I'm navigating to the new folder that was just created for me. Let me cancel this for a second. And I want to show you one more thing. Let's go back to File, Project Window. I'm going to create another project on my folder just for demonstration. So I click New. I'm going to name this one Delete Project. And just click Accept. So now if I go File, Save Scene As, I'm now going into the desktop, Delete Project Scenes. All right. Let me minimize Maya LT for a second, so I'll hide this. And now we're looking at our desktop, and here are the two folders that were just created for us. We've got Delete Project and we've got Intro Project. And if I go into either one of these folders, you're going to see all the subfolders that were created. Let me close that and let's go back into Maya LT. So I am currently working in a project called Delete Project. And let's just say I'm done with this job. I've created the game elements and I need to start working on another project. I can go to File, Set Project. Now you'll notice that I have the option, because I'm at my desktop by default, to go into the intro project. I could also navigate anywhere on my system, my network, my hard drives, to find where the existing project is that I want to now be in, or set my current Maya LT session to be working in that project. In this case, I'm going to double click on Intro Project. So that is now the folder I'm in, and I choose Set. Now if I go back to File, Save As, I'm going to navigate back into Intro Project Scenes because this is now the project I'm working in. So take away from this video, you are automatically in a default project when you installed Maya LT, but you can create new projects at any time in any location and also have all the folder structure organized and created for you automatically, which is what I will recommend to you. And at any time while you're working in one project, you can switch and set so that you are working in a different project. So that's a quick overview of the project workflow inside of Maya LT.